Coming up, your weekly roundup of news from around the haunt industry. Welcome to the show. I'm Philip. On the HAN show, we bring you the haunt news, information, and education you need to prepare for Halloween. On Tuesdays, we bring you a roundup of news from haunts worldwide. Read more about these stories and so much more in our free weekly newsletter. Subscribe at the link in the show notes. And as always, for the news roundup, I'm passing it off to Daryl.
This is the final call for haunted attractions and sponsors. The Haunted Attraction Network's annual Hauntathon is back for its 11th year, and your haunt could be part of it. Running from September 1st through October 31st, Hauntathon 2025 will once again celebrate the haunted attraction industry with daily videos, podcasts, and short-form content, spotlighting the best haunts across the globe. Whether you're a mega haunt or a passionate home haunter, this is your chance to be seen by millions of Halloween fans. The last day to submit your application in this year's Hauntathon is Thursday, July 31st. Our sponsorship opportunities include haunt features, podcast advertising, vertical video ad integration, and newsletter features in the very publication you are listening to now. In 2024, the Haunted Attraction Network delivered 40.2 million video views across YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, 33,000 podcast downloads from horror-focused listeners, 13,000 monthly website views, and 4,500 engaged email subscribers, and national media features on outlets like NBC's California Live and NPR's Marketplace. With a social media reach of over 550,000 followers, Hauntathon offers unmatched exposure to haunted attractions looking to build long-term visibility and connect with an engaged Halloween audience. To inquire about our sponsorship packages, contact Philip directly at philip@hauntedattractionnetwork.com. What makes an IP popular? Lessons from Comic-Con for theme parks. What makes an IP popular today? It's not just the box office or streaming stats. It's the fans who show up, dress up, and wait 5 hours for a free experience. At San Diego Comic-Con, Percy Jackson, Alien, and K-pop Demon Hunters proved that passion, not just numbers, powers IP. In this week's episode of Green Tagged, Philip and Scott break down why pop-ups are becoming the new focus groups, how activations create the data stories that boards and licensors want, and what theme park professionals can learn from the way studios test, validate, and launch IP in the wild. If you're pitching an IP partnership or designing a seasonal overlay, this episode is your blueprint. Follow the links in our show notes to listen to the Green Tagged podcast. Slash is to create an all-new experiences for Halloween Horror Night Hollywood. The Grammy Award-winning guitarist and songwriter Slash is returning to Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios Hollywood in Universal City, California for his 7th year with a trio of original experiences. The house, Scarecrow Music by Slash, puts retribution at the forefront as Mother Nature seeks vengeance to the homesteaders for their sins of the past that will be carried out by farmland scarecrows, mute witnesses who have become the guardians of destruction for anyone who crosses their path. Slash's cinematic score heightens each scene's tension. Halloween Horror Nights will also celebrate the vinyl-only album release of Slash, music of Universal Studios Hollywood, Halloween Horror Nights Volume 2. The scary soundtrack will complement last year's sold-out vinyl-only album with a slate of original music that Slash has created over the past 6 years for a variety of Universal Studios Hollywood haunted houses. The album, which includes a tribute by John Murdy, creative director and executive producer of Halloween Horror Nights, will be available for purchase. Lastly, this year will feature a themed Slash bar, located in Jurassic Cove. Imbibe on cocktails inspired by Slash's music, including Dance of the Dead, Beautiful Dangerous, and the non-alcoholic option, Slash's Snake Pit. The menu will also include some of Slash's favorite foods, such as chicken satay tacos, Thai beef tacos, and Thai curry tacos, and a Slash hat cake, reminiscent of his signature top hat. As a longtime fan of Halloween Horror Nights, it has been incredibly rewarding to not have only experienced the event as a guest, but to have partnered with Universal Studios Hollywood for so many years to create an array of original music that intensifies the storylines of these haunted houses, said Slash. This year's collaboration with Halloween Horror Nights and the chance to become one of the event's marquee experiences is truly humbling, and I can't wait for guests to join me when they step into the terror. HHN Hollywood runs select dates September 4th through November 2nd. You can learn more via the comprehensive guide by following the links in our show notes. The Lagoon Show and Nightmare Fuel return to Halloween Horror Nights in Orlando. Universal Orlando Resort in Orlando, Florida, announced the return of two entertainment favorites to Halloween Horror Nights in social media posts on July 24th, Nightmare Fuel and The Lagoon Show. A ghost story is rising from its watery grave to haunt the Universal Studios Lagoon in Hauntophonic, A Ghoulish Journey, featuring towering water screens and eerie music. This marks the first Lagoon show since 2022. And the new Nightmare Fuel, Circus of Decay, a once vibrant circus, festers into an unending nightmare with a sinister spectacle of pyro, aerialists, and illusions. HHN Orlando runs select dates August 29th through November 2nd. New villains teased for the Disneyland Resort's Oogie Boogie Bash. Two new villains are joining the festivities at the Oogie Boogie Bash, a Disney Halloween party in Disneyland California Adventures in Anaheim, California. The Disneyland Resort released a social media video teasing the new additions. The video begins with shadows of thorny vines and green smoke, implying Maleficent from Sleeping Beauty is on her way. Next, a futuristic wrist attachment falls into frame, appearing to be the one Syndrome uses to control his Omnidroids in the first Incredibles film. Oogie Boogie Bash takes place 31 select nights, August 17th through October 31st. Tickets are on sale now, starting at $139 to $199 per person, with certain dates already sold out. Disneyland Halloween Foodie Guide 2025. This year's Disneyland Halloween Foodie Guide is now available, highlighting all the seasonal food and beverage offerings available from the Disneyland Resort in Anaheim, California during their Halloween time celebrations. With more and more haunts adding themed bars and dining to their Halloween offerings, haunters may want to take inspiration from Disney's creative and varied limited-time menu items. From pumpkin spice and fall flavors to ghoulish Halloween specialties, almost 200 seasonal treats are spread throughout the parks, hotels, and downtown Disney. Tivoli Gardens celebrates 20 years of Halloween festivities. From October 3rd to November 2nd, Tivoli Gardens in Copenhagen, Denmark, will celebrate 20 years of Halloween festivities with glowing jack-o'-lanterns, haunted houses, and lively market stalls. Drawing on both American customs and older European traditions, including Nordic, harvest festivals, and Celtic Samhain roots, the park will blend spooky thrills with a cozy autumn charm for an experience that appeals to all ages. Over 20,000 pumpkins will be on display, and the park will host a Danish Giant Pumpkin Championship, crowning Denmark's largest pumpkin of the year. Brave souls can enter 2 haunted houses. Family-friendly shows, rides, and seasonal food and beverages will delight children and adults alike. Learn more and book your tickets today via the park's official website. A fire at Fear Factory SLC. On July 23rd, a grass fire spread to a small portion of the grounds of Fear Factory SLC in Salt Lake City, Utah. Staff and nearby locals noticed the smoke and quickly called the authorities, preventing the spread to further areas of the building. Fear Factory lost a small structure in the blaze, but the majority of the attraction was unaffected. The Fear Factory team thanks the SLC firefighters for their swift action, and they plan to work hard to get things back on track and ready for our best Halloween season yet. The haunt will run select dates September 12th through November 1st. Learn more on their official website. Queen Mary's Dark Harbor unveils haunting lineup of 2025's special event. The Queen Mary's Dark Harbor in Long Beach, California, is expanding its Halloween horror experience this year with a bold lineup of themed special events. From drag-infused dance nights to midnight pillow fights and cultural celebrations, Dark Harbor 2025 promises more ways than ever to slay the night in style. Each Sunday, the Dark Harbor will pay tribute to one of its signature mazes with exclusive giveaways, icon appearances, and deep dives into maze lore. Other event highlights include Pride Week, October 8th and 9th, Sleepover Spectacular, October 12th, Goth Night, October 15th, and Dia de los Muertos Weekend, November 1st and 2nd. Mars releases Summerween consumer trend data. New Mars and Ipsos data spotlights how Gen Z and Millennials are driving the rise of the Summerween phenomena, with Gen Z and Millennials 1.5 and 1.6 times more likely to celebrate Summerween respectively. Summerween is a movement and Mars is matching that energy, making sure your favorite Halloween products are on shelf whenever you're ready to celebrate, said Tim LaBelle, Mars Chief Halloween Officer and President of Sales. We're inspired by the fans reshaping tradition, and we're ready to celebrate alongside them with more than 90 products in our 2025 Halloween lineup. Popular Mars candy offerings are already in stores, such as M&M's Milk Chocolate Pumpkin Pie and Halloween Blend, Snickers Pumpkins, Twix and Snickers Ghoulish Green, and Skittles Shriekers. 1 in 5 Halloween celebrants start planning early, 2 months ahead of October 31st, and those early planners are 3 times more likely to pick up candy as soon as it hits shelves. They are also 2 times more likely to celebrate with friends, cook spooky meals, and dress up for Halloween. Learn more on Mars's official annual Tricks, Treats, and Trends report. Five Nights at Freddy's 2 official trailer debuts. The official trailer for Five Nights at Freddy's 2 has arrived. Slated for a December 5th, 2025 release, this highly anticipated sequel will dive further into the lore of the new animatronics and more victims. Stars Josh Hutcherson, Piper Rubio, Elizabeth Lale, and Matthew Lillard will all return with a handful of new faces including McKenna Grace, Tio Briones, Freddie Carter, Wayne Knight, Theodis Crane, and Skeet Ulrich. Creative director and executive producer of Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios Hollywood, John Murdy, has already announced that the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise is coming in a whole new way to the event this year, with an unofficial announcement that they are planning a maze in an IGN video last month. Universal has yet to make an official announcement on how the IP will be represented at this year's HHN event, but the upcoming film release may mean greater exposure in the parks. Some upcoming events this July through September include Haunters Against Hate Event 3 in Louisville, Kentucky, August 8th through 10th, Midsummer Scream in Long Beach, California, August 15th and 16th, and Creep It Real OC in Santa Ana, California, September 12th through 14th.
And that's all for the news this week. Today's episode was produced by me, Philip Hernandez, with reporting by Daryl Plunkey, post-production by David Swope. This Haunt News Update is a production of the Haunted Attraction Network, and you can sign up to our weekly newsletter at hauntedattractionnetwork.com. Support for this episode comes from Gantom Lighting and Controls. Until next time, Haunters, stay scary.
This is a Haunted Attraction Network production.